Welcome to Constitutional Chisme.
A Law Baddie's Guide to the Legal Basics. I'm your host, Stephanie.
And I'm your co-host, Harleigh.
Every week, we will drop an episode that you'll likely cover your first year in law school or some other bar course in your law school journey. Make sure to pay close attention to our podcast because we will drop Easter eggs of what case we plan to drop next week. See if you can guess which one.
Today's episode is sponsored by Belmonte, a skincare and lifestyle brand built around the reminder to stay still, grounded, and present. And a personal favorite of both mine and Stephanie's.
I'm obsessed with the sugar scrub. Anyone that knows me knows I love it.
And everybody knows I'm obsessed with their hand cream. Today's episode is also sponsored by Kaplan. You may have already seen on our TikTok or our Instagram that right now, Kaplan has so kindly provided us with two bar preps to give away for free. And that giveaway is still going on as of today, and it will continue until May 15th, 2026. And then on the 16th, Stephanie and I will draw two winners, one who is a first-time bar taker and one who is a retaker for the July 2026 bar exam. So thank you to Belmonte and thank you to Kaplan. And we're going to go ahead and get started with today's episode. It is going to be a little bit different today because your girl is in the middle of moving. So instead of hearing me rant and rave about a case today, our lovely host, Stephanie, is going to be presenting her research and findings. What you got for us, Steph?
Well, before we go there, in case you don't win the Kaplan Bar Prep, we do have a code, Pass with Ponz, and you'll get an additional $100 off. You can stack it. If they have a sale, slap that bad boy on there, get an extra $100 off. If we get enough traction, we are going to be able to keep giving away free bar prep, which is what we want to do because okay. But now, without further ado, today's case. All right, so one of my favorite classes in law school was real estate transactions. I don't know why. I loved it. Honestly, the best grade I got the whole time. So
I
this
didn't
case,
take her. I don't know anything about her.
yeah, I took that one with Abby for fun, and she was like, I did this because this was on the bar. And I was like, oh, I did this because it sounded fun. So
And also the professor was lit.
no, he's awesome.
He's really
He is
great.
my Pookie. Yeah. Like, he doesn't know he's my Pookie, but he is. I will say the professor was actually Harleigh and Abby's boss at one point, right?
Yeah, he was partner at the first firm Abby and I ever worked at. And so he was probably one of the first like real grown-up lawyers I ever met in my life. And he's amazing. I mean, he was a great boss, he was a great professor from what I heard, and
Mhm.
he's just a cool dude. I've run into him out and about on the town, and he's always so kind.
Like,
Shout
during the
out.
day, not, like, on the,
Not like
nightclubs
at
or
the club.
anything.
I did not
Yeah.
run into my professor at the club. I ran into him at a thrift store. Let's be very clear.
Okay. Just wanna let him know.
Let him know.
I do also wanna let listeners know that, even though Abby and Harleigh worked with him for a long time and got to know him longer than me, who is his favorite out of the 3 of us, Harleigh?
It's Stephanie. It's Stephanie.
I don't know why. I loved
I
him,
don't
though.
but he absolutely adores Stephanie.
Okay, so today's case is Perfect v. McAndrews. This case is wild, all right? So, in the spring of 1999, McAndrew became interested in purchasing real estate in Dearborn County, Indiana. If I said that wrong and you're from Indiana, I'm sorry. Anyways, so
I'm not sure how else it could be pronounced. I say that as someone who's from a town that's pronounced funky, so maybe I'm wrong, but I have faith in you, Stephanie, that is the only way that could possibly be pronounced.
watch someone come on and be like, that is absolutely wrong. It's
That's Dearborn. Don't ever do that
Dearborn.
again.
Dearborn. So on April 20th of 1999, McAndrew offered to purchase the real estate from the Perfects for $250,000. So this is 1999, so you know this property is a lot, right? The offer described the property as Anderson Road, 81.1 acres, owned by Perfects. On
What a
April
name.
20th.
Perfects. Can you
Oh,
imagine your
yeah.
last name being perfect?
I literally cannot.
You have to run for office with a name like that, you know what I mean?
Well, we don't know what they're like, so I don't know if we should have them running for
I'm
that.
but I'm just saying, like, you have to go into politics if you have a name like Perfect. The perfect choice. I mean, the jokes write themselves.
Oh, that's a good one. Actually, you're
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
you're
yes.
right. So on April 23rd, 1999, McAndrew, his wife, and Ashley Howe and Betsy Bates, real estate agents with Star One Realtors, met with Clyde Perfect to view the property and its boundaries. Clyde could not walk the property because of an injury in his knee. However, he rode his tractor along much of the boundary while the others walked. When they encountered an area that Clyde could not traverse with his tractor, Clyde described the remaining boundaries to the McAndrews and the real estate agents. The McAndrews and the real estate agents then walked the remaining boundaries. McAndrews never had any conversations with the Perfects regarding the acreage of the property. After inspecting the property, McAndrews accepted the Perfects' counteroffer for $252,500.
I
Now,
feel like the acreage is something you should definitely discuss. That feels like
mm,
something you say at some point during the property inspection process.
okay, well, I want you to know that he had them walking and as we said earlier, it was Anderson Road, 81.1 acres. Let me look up how much that is because, no way am I not hopping on the tractor too.
I'm just imagining them, like, walking, and he's, like, behind them on this tractor, and he's absolutely blaring, "She thinks my tractor's sexy," for no reason whatsoever.
So, in the contract, it provided in part that McAndrew shall apply for financing within 10 calendar days after
Oh my god,
acceptance
hold
of.
on, pause, it is a lot more than I thought. 10 acres is roughly the size of 8 American football fields.
And he really said, I'm not letting you on the tractor. My
So this
leg
is
hurts.
64 football fields, basically.
Yes, that they walked. I would
You
demand
said
a
never
discount just
mind.
for that.
Yeah, they shoulda the price shouldn't have gone up, it should have gone down. I've put in physical labor at this point.
No, seriously. You couldn't fit everyone on the tractor. Come on. I don't know. What kind of.
You couldn't get everybody a ride. We couldn't have just rode the tractor and chit-chatted the whole time.
No, period. I don't know why I'm thinking of it like a golf cart or something. I know it's not.
Clyde was being stingy with his tractor passengers.
Yeah, he was like, "Mm-mm, my
You can't
leg's
have
gotta go right
passengers on a
here."
tractor. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. It's a one-man show up there.
Maybe he had, a really fancy one, I don't know.
That okay, fair enough. He coulda hauled them behind him
I
in
mean,
a
he had
little, like
81 acres of land, surely it was a
you can
nice
afford a
tractor.
tractor with a passenger seat?
No, period. Well, I guess he wouldn't need it after this, I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say he's selling it. He doesn't have 81 acres anymore.
So McAndrews was supposed to apply for financing within 10 calendar days after acceptance of this contract, and he had to make diligent effort to obtain the financing. On May 11th, 1999, McAndrews advised Bates that he had secured a loan. McAndrew received a written loan commitment on May 21st, 1999, and signed it on May 25th, 1999. On approximately June 20th of 1999, we're still in the same year, the Perfects removed the junk and debris from the property. Then they agreed to do a survey. And this is where things get crazy, okay? The survey was completed June 24th, 1999, and indicated that the property actually contained 96.2815 acres.
Hey, so I don't know a lot about acres, but I do know 96.2185. 2815 is bigger than 81.1. I do
Yeah.
know that much.
And after receiving the survey, Clyde was quite surprised and thought about it for a while and decided that he didn't want to give away 15 acres. So he was like,
King, I
wait,
fear you already did.
no, literally, you didn't even know. You didn't even know.
You didn't even know.
So on July 8th, 1999, the Perfects attempted to renegotiate the contract with 3 different proposals. 1, McAndrews would purchase the 96.2815 acres for additional $35,000. 2, McAndrews would purchase 81 acres for $230,000. And the
Why is
Perfects
the
would
price
keep
going up on the 80 acres?
because they wanted to keep 15.3 acres.
So why do you
Or
get to keep property and the price goes up? That's crazy.
no, he gave them 3 different options. You can either buy all of the land, 96.2815 acres for 35,000 more dollars, or you can have 81 acres for 230.
I know, but the original agreement was for 81 acres for $252,000.
Yeah.
So it's going up $8,000 for the same amount of property.
Yeah.
Crazy
Or
work.
No, I know. Or McAndrew would purchase 60 acres on the east side of the property for 200,000.
Why are we losing 20 acres?
I don't know. I guess they really liked it. McAndrews rejected the new proposals and sought to close on the property pursuant to the contract. On August 4th, 1999, the Perfects sent a letter to Hal attempting to terminate the contract because McAndrews had failed to provide a timely written notice of a loan commitment. Prior to this letter, the Perfects had not advised McAndrew or Hal of any problems regarding the timeliness of McAndrew's loan commitment. Then, the Perfects refused to convey the property to McAndrew.
Okay, the perfects,
Uh-oh.
take it all back. Y'all are not perfect.
Mm.
Your last name is cool, but you're kind of whack.
No, yeah, they were like, "We're actually not gonna give you the exact deal that we agreed upon. We either want to get more money from you or split it or keep it." So the issue that they're having is, okay, so what did they sell, right? Did they sell price per acre or did they agree to a lump sum deal, right? And here the court says this is a lump sum deal because no one at any point discussed price per acre. They walked the land and agreed on the boundaries. I mean, some of them walked the land and
Yeah, some
agreed
of
like,
us were
"Hey,
riding around on a tractor.
for real." And they were like, "You get all of this." So it wasn't like new, right? It was just they didn't know the exact amount that they owned.
Yeah, they just didn't realize, like us, they were like, an acre is about this big. They
Yeah,
didn't know.
they
They
didn't
had no
know.
idea.
In a contract for the sale of land, when the land is sold as a specific tract for a lump sum, discrepancies in the estimated acreage do not constitute a mutual mistake if the exact acreage was not the essence of the agreement, which it wasn't, right? This whole time it was like, this is all the land you get. Let's walk all of this land together and you get everything.
And so, since they didn't say you're paying X number of dollars per acre in the contract, it's like it can't be a mutual mistake because clearly y'all were not placing a lot of emphasis on acreage. You were like, here's what the land looks like. Here are the boundaries. This is what I want for it. So it
Yeah.
can't be a mutual mistake because neither of them really agreed to anything regarding the acreage. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, in this case, the court determined that while both parties were surprised by the actual acreage, the mistake was not mutual concerning the essence of the contract. So, like, they both agreed that it was all of this land. They wasn't priced per acreage, it was priced in general, right? The lump sum. If they had put in the contract, like, we're going to sell you 1 acre for $1,000, and then they found out there was more, that would be a different story. But they didn't even do that. They just said, like, this whole land here.
So this was a mistake they made mutually, but it was not a mutual mistake because it's not within the bounds of the contract itself.
Yeah.
Love. Okay.
The court reiterated that the acreage was not a crucial term of the agreement, as the contract centered around the sale of the specific tract, not its exact size. That's why the court concluded that there was no mutual mistake of fact in this transaction, which is exactly what you were saying. So the conclusion here is the Indiana Court of Appeals concluded that the trial court's judgment in favor of McAndrews was correct. The sale was an in gross transaction for the entire tract, and there was no mutual mistake of fact regarding the acreage. The court determined that the trial court properly interpreted the ambiguous contract terms using extrinsic evidence to ascertain the parties' intent. As a result, there was no improper addition of terms to the contract. The appellate court's decision affirmed the trial court's ruling, granting specific performance to McAndrew and upholding the original contract's term. So McAndrews was able to purchase the 96.2815 acres for the original purchase price, remaining at the $252,500.
So you said that the court granted specific performance to Andrew. What does that mean?
That means that they have to go through with the contract. They have to sell the land because he did everything he was told to.
Okay, so specific performance is literally you have to perform it
Hmm.
exactly as the contract says. That's
Hmm.
what the judge decided.
Yeah.
An equitable remedy in contract law requiring a party to fulfill their contractual obligations,
Okay.
often used when monetary damages are inadequate.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Literally compels completion of the exact bargain rather than
Mhm.
paying for its breach.
Yeah, because you can't pay for and Harley, I can't remember the exact word, but, like, when it comes to land, it's so unique that you can't just normally come up with a price for damages, right?
Yes. So It's kinda like, how do you put a monetary value on he didn't get this land he wanted to buy? Like, you
Yeah.
can just say, "Hey, you don't have to buy it," but, like, where in reality, how is that making McAndrew whole again? Which is the whole purpose of civil law, to make someone who's been wronged whole again.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that in some cases is to say, "Hey, you have to do this exactly like the contract said. You can't just pay them money." And so that's what specific performance is. It's what's considered an equitable remedy.
Mhm.
Basically, a remedy that more focuses on action rather than actual monetary value.
Mhm. Yeah. So, what did you think of the case?
I think that's really interesting. So one of the reasons that I really liked contracts
Mhm.
and anything to do with property, so like torts also kind of dipped into this a little bit. I
Mhm.
love how messy this stuff gets sometimes.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's literally just people wanting to screw each other over.
So, real estate transactions, like, is a hidden gem, I think, because the cases were insane. We had a case about a ghost, and someone like,
A
I don't
ghost?
yes, and they were like, "I'm not buying the haunted house." Like, "No, thank you." So,
Okay, maybe this is a hot take for me. I would buy a haunted house.
I would not.
I
First
know
of
you
all,
wouldn't.
mm-mm. Second of all, I get mad.
Listen, every once in a while, I like to joke like my white girl baseness,
Mhm.
sometimes it comes out and it comes out in I want to pet every animal. I don't care how scary it is. I'm not afraid of it. I'm going to pet it. And 2, I want to own a haunted house. I am the girl in the scary movies who goes to check what that noise was. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I know who I
yes.
am.
Yeah. I'm glad that you, like, own that because I know who I am as well, and I'm the girl who's gonna leave. Like, "Oh, you don't wanna come with? Bye."
I heard the floor creak. I gotta go. My Uber's
Yep.
here.
Mhm. Yeah, every time I watch the movies, I'm like, "Why would you do that? Why do you" or, like, people get
Now listen,
y
sometimes, like, when you know it's a murderer, like, you know it's Freddy. You know it's Jason, whatever. Why are we
you
walking
just
over there?
know?
Like, yeah,
Oh,
when you just know, like, if
I
you're
don't think
in
I
the cabin in the
knew.
woods and you know someone is hunting you and you're like, "Oh my god, what was that noise?" I hate you. I hate you. But if you're like, I don't know, like, in the haunted ones when they're like, "I'm home alone," and there's, like, something making a weird noise, I get wanting to be like, "Hey, what's that noise? What's in my house?"
When I'm home alone at night and I hear something, "You think I'm gonna go check? I'm releasing the dogs. Sell a
What are
snowball
your dogs gonna
attack."
do? All collective 5 pounds of your dogs are not doing anything.
I think one of the most toxic things I ever did, because we're speaking on this, one time someone played a prank and I didn't know it was a prank. And this was old me, so no one can judge me for this.
I'm judging.
But
I haven't even heard it yet, and I'm judging.
well, you probably will. So they like screamed when they got upstairs and they were like, "Oh my God." So I ran, locked the door, closed it, and left. Because I was like, if the murderer comes after me, he's got to unlock it first.
You left her?
Yes. Hello. What was
There's
I
n
going to do?
I don't know. Fight back? Help
I
a
can't
hoe?
fight. No.
Not me. I'm Captain Save a Hoe, 'cause I'm saving hoes.
I love that. I'm Captain getting out of there. I'm
I'm
Captain
Captain, that sounds like a you problem.
I'm Captain call 911 when I'm safe.
Out to when you dropped that bread in the oven and almost set your whole apartment on fire, and you just went, "Help. Stop. Fire."
Oh, yeah, that really happened. I just, like, don't know what to do when things get really stressful.
Yeah, Stephanie has no fight response or flight response. She
No,
just
mine was
stops. Freeze. Straight freeze.
well, that one I was like, "I cannot believe I just lost this bread that took me 100 hours to make." Also, I can't believe the apartment's about to go into flames.
And she just accepted that. She was like, "Well,
Yeah.
this is how we all die.
But
It's been a good run, I
thankfully,
guess." Bar prep
my
cannot be that bad. It cannot have you that down bad.
you don't know.
Oh, buy her something off her Amazon wish list so she doesn't burn her apartment down.
Please. Thank God you plugged it this time. But yeah, all you have to do is go to the link in the bio or
Oh my
link in my
god.
bio, or the link in the show notes.
You would go chase down the murderer, but just so you could plug your Amazon wish list.
No.
Like,
You know what's
Freddy's
worser?
tapping with his little claw at the door, and you're like, "Have you heard about my Amazon wish list?
No, Marcos made a
If you're
joke.
gonna
He
murder all
was
my friends, you could at least buy me something.
no, period. Like, are you broke? You
Are you
keep
broke to say
murdering
that?"
yeah, like, you're murdering everyone, take their wallet, hello.
It's what Harleigh would have wanted. I'm pretty sure she said with her dying breath, "Take my wallet and buy some Stephanie's wish list."
Card declines. I'm like,
God,
"Bro." All right, people, do not forget, we still have free bar prep. If you know anyone who's sitting for the July bar, tell them to listen, follow, share. Even if you aren't, listen, follow, and share. If you're taking it later, who knows? Next time you could be the one that wins free Kaplan bar prep.
And we still have, I think it's like 9 days left for you to enter. So check out our TikTok, check out our Instagram, make sure you're following so that you can be entered to win free bar prep.
How much is this bar prep worth, Harleigh?
Isn't it worth like close to $3,000?
Yeah.
Shout out to Kaplan as one of the sponsors for today's videos. And also, once again, shout out to Belmonte, a wonderful brand. Not only do they have incredible self-care things, but they have plenty of other things. They have jewelry, they have bags, anything to just have a little treat yourself moment. Check them out. They're amazing. Been here since day one. Honestly, been here through all of law school
Yeah.
because they held me down when no one else would. When no one else would fix my cracked hands. Belmonte was there. Anyway, you can also find us on social media. You can check out our TikTok, legally.ponzaneli. That's where you're going to find all the info for the Kaplan giveaway. And then you can also check out Legally Ponzaneli, no dot. That's just Stephanie, being Stephanie. That's where you can see all of her wonderful lives where she does MBE questions and other bar prep things as she gets ready for her own July 2026 bar. And you can also follow us on Instagram at Legally Ponzanelli Podcast. There is also information about the Kaplan giveaway on our Instagram. And finally, you can always reach out to us with any case suggestions or just something that you want to hear from us at legallyponzanelli@gmail.com. Both Stephanie and I have access to that email. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can check it out there. And while you're checking stuff out, don't forget to click on the link tree in the show notes wherever you are listening to this. And there you can find our Patreon. Our Patreon will give you access to all sorts of cool stuff that if you are going into your first year of law school or if you are currently in law school, stuff that's going to help you get prepared for class, such as outlines that Stephanie and I have created, case briefs that are going to help you slog your way through some of these cases that can be a little bit challenging sometimes. Lots of good stuff. And also just helping support the show so that we can keep making cool episodes like this.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.